Shabbat Shalom.
Try it with me. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Here's the second part. Back to the top. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Second part. Ya la ya la ya la 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 la. Ya la ya la 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 la.
That nigun is called Into the West. Do you hear the cattle drive underneath there? I kind of want to get like a rawhide.
Well, we are in the West. We'll turn to page 142 for Shalom Alechem, welcoming in Shabbat. Shalom Alechem, Malachei Hasharim, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech, Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Say it.
Bochem leshalom, malachei hashalom, malachei elyon. Mimelech malachei amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruchuni leshalom, malachei hashalom, malachei elyon. Mimelech malachei amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Teitchem leshalom, malachei hashalom, malachei elyon. Mimelech malachei amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
So this is my second service tonight. I was down at Shar Tzedek just before coming here so that I could bring in Shabbat with that congregation in our broader community. And it was heartening to see many who had come out. It wasn't a full sanctuary, but there were people from all across our community and allies of our community that came to support that congregation and all of us in this moment. I was there last night, and truthfully, the story of what happened was far greater than the damage that was caused physically to the door and the facade, but the emotional trauma that fire inflicted, and as Rabbi Brown pointed out to me, particularly consciousness for our community with our own history of fire bombings. It triggered something inside of all of us across our community. And what it triggered was not what the person or the perpetrator of that attack intended. What it triggered is what has happened ever since October 7, which has been a pulling together, a strengthening of our community, a bonding together. And that's what I saw just down the street tonight. As people were embracing and the congregation came out to be there and to be present with each other. Instead of staying home and staying away out of fear, they gathered together in a sign of strength and solidarity. And that is not just there, but here tonight and at Beth Israel, because as I was driving, I guess, down Oak Street, I saw those the rabbi walking to Beth Israel as well, Rabbi Stein, and there were people walking with him. And all over our community and across the Jewish world, Jews are gathered together in prayer. Not just at Sharat Tzedek, but we are all part of Sharat Tzedek tonight. And so we celebrate Maya's bat mitzvah. We celebrate the light of Jewish tradition that is a fire that burns bright and keeps us warm and is not one of destruction, but one of building and of growth. And we celebrate Shabbat with all of you. So we'll continue with the lighting of the Shabbat candles, a reminder that we can use fire for its intended purposes, which is to bring warmth and to bring light of understanding and the light of love and community. And so we want to invite, what's not written on here, to come forward to lead us in the lighting of the Shabbos candles are the mother of our bat mitzvah, Nicole, and her aunt, not her aunt, but Maya's aunt, Rachel, and grandmother Renee. So if you can join us there. So we have a reading for you here, and then we'll do the candles, just like we practiced.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlikne shel Shabbat. So we start our service with Kabbalat Shabbat, welcoming in Shabbat, with words of Psalms, starting on page 130 with Psalm 95. Come, let us sing joyously to Adonai. Perhaps you came to celebrate, perhaps you just came to be together in community tonight. So we're going to join together, raise our voices as one with these words. Lecho neranina l'Adonai nariah letzorishenu nekadma fanav Toda bizmirot nari alo ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la ya la 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 ya la 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 3. Mizmor shir l'Adonai, shir chadash, ki niflaot asa, hoshia lo yamino zroa kodsho dia, Adonai Yeshuato, le'nei hagoyim gilad simchato, zachar chasto be'emunato, le'beit Yisrael, ra'u chol achsei aretz, et Yeshuat Eloheinu, hariu l'Adonai kol haaretz, pitzu ve'ranenu ve'zameru, yalai, lai, 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 yai, lai, lai, yalai, lai, 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 yai, lai, lai, yalai, lai, 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 yai, lai, lai, yalai, lai, 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 yalalai, yalai, lai, 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 yai, lai, lai, yalai, lai, 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 yalai, lai, 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 yai, lai, lai, yai, lai, 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 lai. The top of the next page, Zamru l'Adonai. Zameru l'Adonai v'chinor, v'chinor v'kol zimra. Zameru l'Adonai v'chinor, v'chinor v'kol zimra. Zameru, zamru l'Adonai. Zameru, zamru l'Adonai. Zameru l'Adonai v'chinor, v'chinor v'kol zimra. Zameru l'Adonai v'chinor, v'chinor v'kol zimra. We'll turn now to L'chadodi. We imagine Shabbat as a bride, which is why when we get to the last verse, we'll rise to welcome her. But for now, we're in 138. L'chadodi likrat kala, bnei Shabbat nekavela. L'chadodi likrat kala, bnei Shabbat nekavela. Shamor v'zachor b'diborecha, השמיענו אל המיוחד, אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשם ולתפארת ולתהילה. כל אחד עודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. כל אחד עודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי היא מקור הברכה. מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה ומחשבה תחילה. כל אחד עודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. כל אחד עודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. Verse 3. מקדש מלך, עיר מלוכה, קומי צאי מתוך אבך, רב לך שבט במגבך, והוא יחמול עלייך חמלה. כל אחד עודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. כל אחד עודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת entrance, last verse. Boi veshalom, ateret bala, gam besimcha, ubetzola, toch emunei, am segola, boi chala, boi, amazing friend. Olecha dodi likrat kala, nei Shabbat nekavela. Olecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekavela.
Please be seated. So this Shabbat, we celebrate our graduating seniors. Not that they are graduating from their Jewish learning, but they are graduating from our synagogue here and going on, many of them off to university. And before they do that, we wanted to learn from them just a little bit more. I know that the context is that we have been teaching them for the years of their Jewish education up through their B'nai Mitzvah, and these students who've continued beyond that as madrichim in our religious school and in our youth group leaders and as part of our continuing education programs for our high school. But really, little did they know, or maybe they did, that they have actually been our teachers. And so tonight we look forward to learning from them. We have 4 students tonight, I think, because there's a conflict. King David has a thing going on with the seniors there as well, the graduates. But 4 of our graduating students have agreed to share some thoughts with us tonight. And so we want to begin by inviting Jordy and Alexis Twan to come up and to share their reflections on their time as students here at Temple Sholom.
Okay, Shabbat Shalom. Hi everyone, I'm Alexis Twan. I've been a member of Temple Sholom since 2006 when I had my baby naming ceremony at Temple Sholom. My Jewish community is a place where I've grown up and had a B'nai Mitzvah and became a part of the Madrichim team at Sunday school and made me feel more connected to Judaism as I prepare to go into the next step in my life. Starting from our Banat Mitzvah to learning about Torah portion Kitisa and practicing our Haftarahs and Aliyahs prior to our Bat Mitzvah, I learned a lot of patience during this time and room for improvement that you will make mistakes and that is normal. Not only was this being the beginning of my journey to becoming a Jewish adult, which will carry on with me forever, it was a very important day for me as our Bat Mitzvah was the most positive, impactful event that has happened, and I will be forever grateful for it. After the passing of my father, the memory of him singing Don't Stop Me Now always replays in my mind when I think of him. Working as a madricha for 3 years, I was able to make friends, reconnect with others, and work together as a team. During my time at Temple, I have worked with grade 2. In my time, I've learned a lot. Grade 2 are a crazy bunch of rowdy kids that I'll miss working with. I loved being able to watch them grow over the few years, and it made me feel old. Made me realize that we're moving on. I like to reflect and share how Temple Shalom has prepared me for my Jewish adulthood, and I've been extremely grateful for the opportunity to work in the Jewish community. Even though I've been attending a non-Jewish school, I still feel connected to and part of the community. Temple Shalom have given me the tools to continue to implement Jewish traditions and values into adulthood. I've enjoyed coming to Temple to celebrate milestones, meet new friends, and to teach younger generations. I will continue this career path at Kabbalat University for applied behavior analysis in September. I'd like to thank Jen and Tammy for an amazing 3 years of working here, and I've been very grateful for this opportunity. My grade 2 teacher, Talia, who I've worked with for the last 2 years, and thank you to our amazing rabbis and Cantor thank you, and becoming a Jewish adult in the world. Thank you.
Hi, Shabbat Shalom. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jordana, and I've been working as a madricha at the Temple Shalom Sunday School's 5th grade classroom for the last 3 years. I taught some of you, including the Bat Mitzvah, Maya. Since I started working at Temple Shalom Sunday School, I've been learning how to effectively problem solve, how to teach others, and especially how to be more patient. Working with children at Temple has given me an opportunity I never thought I would need or even enjoy, but in retrospect, having the chance to work with children has been so rewarding to me. I have absolutely fallen in love with Ruach rallies, leading Hugim, and helping teach my 5th graders what it means to be a good Jew. Along my journey here, I too have been learning what it means to be a good Jew. Through my leadership in BBYO and my time teaching at Temple, I have built on my sense of what it means to be an active member of the Jewish community. It means not being afraid to reach out to total strangers, even if it feels outside of my comfort zone, not being afraid of children, and to cherish every single moment spent together as a community. The communication skills and social skills I've learned at Temple will help me thrive in a future career in business management. As I graduate high school and pursue my studies at SFU's Beatty School of Business, it is my time at Temple and with the Jewish community of Vancouver that I will reflect on in such fondness. Words truly can't describe how meaningful working at Temple has been for me. I feel like I have found a home here, and I'm sure most of my fellow Madrachim feel that way too. I can't thank you enough, Jen Jaffe and Tammy, for welcoming me to this wonderful experience and helping me become a better teacher and always reminding me to put my phone away. Thank you to Ashley Speed and Paloma Delisle for always being there for me in the grade 5 classroom for the past 3 years. Teaching our children with you has been a blessing in disguise. And finally, I would like to thank Rabbi Dan, Rabbi Brown, and Cantor Cohen for putting up with my sometimes loud personality in our clergy sessions. Thank you for always rooting for me and teaching me how to be a Jewish adult. Thank you for helping me become the absolute best version of myself. Without all of you, I would be a very different person. To my fellow Madrachim and teachers, I'm so grateful for my experiences with each and every one of you, and I hope I'll be able to visit Temple often post-graduation. Even though I'll be going to school in the mountains, I know I'll find my way back home eventually. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jordy and Alexis. Didn't think we'd already be crying at the beginning of the service, but here we are. So we are ready to continue with our evening Mariv service. We're going to turn to page 263 and invite the congregation to please rise for Chatzi Kaddish and Maya to please join us on the bima to lead this next part of our service.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, ועל מה דברי חירותי והמליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל. בעגלה בעגלה ובזמן קריב ויאמרו אמן. יהי שמי רב המבורך לעולם ולעלמי. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתעלה שמי לקודשה בריחו לילה מכל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן בעלמא ויאמרו
Baruch hu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
Please be seated. We continue on page 265.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim. Bechokma poteach sharim, uvit vunach shenei itim. Umachalif et hazmanim, umasader et hakohavim. B'mishmerotehem barakir kertzono. Boreyom v'layla, golel or mipnei hoshech, v'choshech mipnei or. Umavir yom umavei laila, Ravdil bein yom uven laila, Adonai tzavot shemo. El chai v'kayam, tamid yimloch aleinu leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim. Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha havta, Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadeta. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu, B'shochbeinu uvkumeinu, השיח בחוקיך, ונשמח בדברי תורתך, ובמצוותיך לעולם לעולם ועד. כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו, ובהם נגע יומם ולילה, ואחוותך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל. שמע ישראל אדוני אלוהינו אדוני אחד. ברוך שם כבוד מלכותו לעולם ועד. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר הוצאתי מעמך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם להיות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיהם. אני אדוני אלוהיהם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Adonai Elohim, amen.
Continue our service on page 270, Mi Chamocha.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש. נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה. מלכותך ראו בניך, בוקע ים לפני משה ומרים, זה לינו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך, אדוני ימלוך, לעולם ועד. ונאמר, כי פדה אדוני את יעקב, וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, לשלום, והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים. ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך. אמן. ברוך אתה אדוני, הפורס סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל ירושלים.
Page 272, Vishamru.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, ביני ובין בני ישראל, ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם. ים ברי רי רי, שבת שבת, ים ברי רי רי, שבת שבת, ים ברי רי רי, שבת שבת, שבת שבת שלום. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ים ברי רי רי, שבת שבת, ים ברי רי רי, שבת שבת, ים ברי רי רי, Shabbat, 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 Shalom.
We'll rise now for the Amidah, beginning on page 273.
Adonai Sfatai Tiftach, Adonai Sfatai Tiftach, Ufi Agin Tehilatecha, Ufi Agin Tehilatecha.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora Eleyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim Vekonei Hakol Vezocher Hasdei Avot Ve'imachot Umevi Geula Livnei V'neihem Le'ma'an Shemo Be'achava Melech Ozer Mashiach U'Magen Baruch Atah Adonai Magen Avraham Ve'ezrat Sarah Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai Mechaye Mitim Atah Rav Lechoshia Morid Hatal Mechalkel Chayim Bechesed Mechaye Mitim Berachamim Rabim Somech Noflim Verofei Cholim Umatir Asorim Umekayem Emunato Lishanei Afar Mikamocha Bal Gevuro Umido Melach Melech Memid Umechaye Umatzmiya Yeshua V'ne'eman atah l'chayot metim Baruch atah Adonai Mechaye hametim.
אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יעללו חסנה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
Please be seated. Yasher Koach, wonderful job, Maya. We're very excited to continue to have you lead us in prayer later at the end of the service and tomorrow, of course. But for now, we're going to continue in our siddur on page 279 with Ritzeh.
Ritzeh Adonai Eloheinu ve'amecha Yisrael u'tefilatam be'ahava tekabel u'tehile ratzon tamid avodat Yisrael Yisrael Amecha El Karov Lechol Korav Penei El Avadecha Vechoneinu Shefoch Rochacha Aleinu V'techezena Eineinu B'shuvecha leTzion ברחמים ברוך אתה
page 280, near the bottom 4 lines up from the bottom of Al Nisecha, we give thanks for the miracles, for it could have been worse. And we know it could have been worse. Sometimes it's just about perspective. It's about knowing not only what could have been, but also what is, and that despite all of the difficulty, the pain, the uncertainty, we have so much to be grateful for. And so we give thanks with these words, V'al nisecha shebechol yom imanu.
ועל ניסך שבכל יום ערב הבוקר, ערב הבוקר וצהריים, מעולם קיווינו לך, מעולם קיווינו לך, הטוב כי לחלו רחמך, והמרחם כי לא תמור חסדך, מעולם קיווינו לך, מעולם קיווינו לך.
Our prayer for peace in our world and in our very community right here, page 282, Shalom Rav.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata hu melech Adon lechol hashalom. Ki ata lechol hashalom, shalom rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam, shalom rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam, v'tov beinecha levarech et amcha Yisrael. בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם, תשים לעולם.
Take a few moments for our own personal silent prayer.
Adonai tzuri vegoali. Yihiu leratzon. Yihiu leratzon imrei fi. Vegion libi lefanecha. Adonai tzuri vegoali. Adonai tzuri vegoali. Repeat after me. May the word of my mouth and the meditation of my heart together be acceptable to you, Adonai, my rock and my redeemer. Yihu leratzon imrei fi. Vegion libi lefanecha. Adonai tzuri vegoali. Adonai tzuri vegoali.
We'll turn now to page 371 as we offer a mishaberach for healing of many in our congregation and extended friends and family who are in need of healing, be it of body or of spirit. In particular, the Shabbat, we mentioned the names of Dr. Lawrence Daum, Paul Sprackman, Eitan Paris, Sarah Gibson, Stanley Garfinkel, Maury Dozer, Sherry Fiedler, Lucy Tamayo, Frederick Fajardo, Marina, Karen Bernstein, Esther Brower, Shannon Wall, Itamar Ben-Root, Reuven Pinchas Ben-Zara, Adele, Virginia Edwards, Nini Rostaker-Shipman, Ishayahu, Natalie Wormelli, Claire Columbia, Carla Zivit, Janet Gelb, David Shlomo Gorney, and Andrea Yarsbiak. And I invite, if there are other names of people you're thinking of you'd like to mention, if you would stand and share those names at this time.
Sheberach Avotenu mekor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mi sheberach imotenu mekor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the
So Shabbat Shalom again to everyone. I just want to share a few announcements. You can follow along in the handout if you like. The first one is actually to say that the rally, which has been happening every Sunday, they actually have said they're not going to rally this Sunday. It's supposed to pour rain. So they made the decision not to do that. So just to let everyone know, there's no rally this Sunday. But of course, many other things happening, including, of course, our Shalom Shishim Games afternoons that take place every Tuesday at 1 p.m. You do need to register ahead of time if you'd like to come, but please make sure to let us know if you'll be there. Our men's circle will be held on this Tuesday at 6 p.m., a little bit earlier than usual. This is a group to explore kind of identity and mental health issues that face men in society today. So really a wonderful and supportive group. And that same night, as I think you hopefully all know, is our Temple Shalom AGM, our annual general meeting, which will be taking place at 7 p.m. here in the sanctuary. It's always important every year. This year in particular, we do have really a very exciting motion coming forward about our capital campaign to do some improvements in the building and to improve our facilities at the cemetery. So we hope that you'll be able to come. You can vote and attend by Zoom, but like everything, it's better in person. So if you're able to come, please do at 7 on Tuesday. The last two things I'll just mention, one is Shavuot is coming, that really wonderful holiday in which we celebrate not just cheesecake, but actually Torah and the receiving of Torah. And in doing so, we have the tradition of studying late into the night. And it's been our custom the last number of years in Vancouver that a number of synagogues gather together to collaborate in a beautiful evening of study. It's together Temple Shalom, Beth Israel, Or Shalom, and Harel. This year, Or Shalom is hosting everyone. This will be on Erev Shavuot, which is Tuesday, June 11th. At 8 p.m. at Or Shalom. There will be a study together, and this topic this year is Torah in a time of brokenness, which should be hopefully very inspiring and hopeful as well. We will gather after the study for a brief Shavuot evening service, followed by, of course, cheesecake. But you do need to register. In particular, Or Shalom has a smaller capacity than here, or Beth Israel in particular. So we are slightly limited. So if you'd like to come, we want everyone to be able to come, but please do make sure to register. There's information on our website. And then finally, our favorite Vancouver Temple Shalom tradition of the summer is Shabbat on the beach at Spanish Banks. And usually we do July and August. This year, for calendar reasons, we're actually doing June and July. So our first Shabbat on the beach is coming up. We hope the weather will be wonderful. This will be in 2 weeks on June 14th. So please note that, first of all, we want everyone to come and gather. That's at 6 p.m. Bring your own picnic dinner and a picnic blanket. You can bring a little dessert to share if you would like to do so. It's always a really, really wonderful time to gather. There will be no 8 p.m. service here in the sanctuary that night. So we'll be gathering just at Spanish Banks. Anything else?
One more quick announcement, which is there's actually a new group starting here. Kay is one of our co-presidents of this group. It's called Kehilatenu, and it's a queer, gender-inclusive group and allies as well. That's going to be alongside Men's Club and Sisterhood. So we're having our first event on June 8th, which is going to be a wine and cheese tasting in honor of Shavuot a few days later. That's next Saturday night, so there's more information on our website or in Temple Happenings if you are interested, and you can ask me or Kay for more information.
Fantastic, that's really exciting. So we are going to hear from 2 more of our grade 12 graduates. So it's my honor to invite Zachary Navi and Allison Rubini to come join on the lower bima here to share some of their reflections of what they've learned in their years here at Temple Sholom.
Shabbat Shalom. My name is Allison Rubini, and I've been a madracha at Temple Sholom since September of 2022 and attended the Hebrew school for 2 years before that. Throughout my years here, I have gained a better understanding of my Jewish identity, both from being a madracha and attending the Hebrew school. This congregation has helped me prepare for my Jewish adulthood by supporting me through my bat mitzvah process and teaching me what it means to be a Jewish adult. I have enjoyed being a madracha and have enjoyed the opportunity to continue my Jewish education and be a part of the community. Throughout my time here, I have learned that there is no one way to practice Judaism, and that every family practices their own Judaism in their own way. I have especially learned this from my grade 2 students who have had the amazing pleasure to work with over the past few years. Through conversations with my students, I have learned how they and their families celebrate their Judaism in their own ways. I remember back to last year when we were learning about Hanukkah in our class, and we discussed all the different ways that the kids celebrate Hanukkah in their families. From this, both me and the students have learned more about Judaism and our Jewish identities. I greatly appreciate our weekly sessions with the clergy and the opportunity to further my Jewish learning. One Jewish value that has made me who I am today is the Jewish value of chesed, kindness. This value has taught me to always be kind to the people around me. I look back to my time at Vancouver Talmud Torah when in grade 4 we had chesed awards. The teachers would notice and award students who were showing great kindness and helping kids around them. This award allowed people to be recognized for the work they did. The value of chesed has always been stuck with me, as I find it particularly important to teach students about the importance of being kind to others. I look forward to continuing my Jewish education throughout my post-secondary studies and hope to get involved in Jewish life on campus. Thank you to Rabbi Dan, Rabbi Brown, Jen, and Cantor Cohen for allowing me for this opportunity to learn. Shabbat Shalom.
So, how's everybody doing tonight? Great. I'm all right. Thanks for asking, Rabbi Dan.
Lift the microphone up.
Yeah, I'm tall. All right. So, in the past couple years, what I've learned about Judaism is that we read and study flawed protagonists. Nobody was really perfect. Moses had extreme acts of heroism and bravery, but he also broke the 10 Commandments and even killed an Egyptian. What this serves to show is that good, important people can still have days where they mess up a little. You also learn from others' mistakes. For example, since Moses killed an Egyptian, I doubt I would now do the same. They're flawed. They're human. Their flaws make them much more relatable. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. And we suffer consequences for our actions, like Moses. Sometimes we can clearly envision what we want, and we can even see it. Where was I? But we can't quite grab it. You get a taste of what you want, but never the full dish. For instance, the Jews have finally been able to return to Israel. But look at what's going on now. We got a delicious taste of the Jewish state, but then it complicated itself very, very quickly. Or it's like when you meet a nice girl and it doesn't work out. It's practically the same thing. Things won't go your way, and there are strict consequences for your actions. So, mistakes presented in these stories can tell us what not to do. And as somebody that likes to tell stories, I'm really fascinated by religious stories because they are truly the most important and influential stories ever told. Their influence on the world is incalculable, and I think that that's every storyteller's dream. Through flaws presented in religious characters, it permits the stories to relate and reach a lot of people and provide these stories with enough reach to create a really, really big impact on the world. So, I want to say thank you to all of you for listening to me. Thank you to Rabbi Dan, Rabbi Brown, and Cantor Cohen. And honestly, everybody. Everybody's great. So, thank you. Yeah, have a nice night.
Thank you very much, Zach and Allison, for your words. I have some words to share with all of you that come from Jen Jaffe. Jen Jaffe would for sure be here for this grade 12 graduation Shabbat, but Jen is pursuing, some of you know, a master's degree in Jewish education and has her orientation at HUC in New York City, so she is in New York this Shabbat. But she wrote some words that I want to share. So this is from Jen. I'm so sorry I can't be with you to celebrate each of you and how wonderful I think you are. While I am not supposed to pick favorites, you were an exceptional group of madrichim. You made significant connections with the staff and students on Sundays, and our classes were better off because you were a part of them. Thank you for your dedication to the school over the last few years, and thank you for bringing your unique skill sets to our school community. I hope as you move forward, you continue to be proud of who you are, be proud to be Jewish, and know that your Temple Sholom community is here for you. Mazel tov on graduation.
Thanks, Rabbi Brown, for sharing that. And Jen, if you're watching, which is pretty late back there, I'm guessing you're not, thank you for leading our school and these students to this moment. I just want to share a few words with our students and with all of you before we take them before the Ark, give them a certificate, a gift, and a blessing. The gift that we're giving them, not to give it away, but I'm about to, the gift that we're giving you is a set of travel Shabbat candlesticks that say Shabbat Shalom on them and use a little votive candles. And we've, over the years that we've been here, we've given lots of different gifts for our graduates. We've given various forms of books, from Pirkei Avot to Tanakh to all sorts of things. And we decided on this a few years ago because we wanted you to be able to celebrate your Judaism wherever you are. I'm thinking a lot about last night, of course, what happened in our community and how fire was intended then to be used to destroy. And the gift that we are giving you, and honestly the gift that you give all of us, is this spark, this fire, symbolized in these candles, but also within your ner neshama, within the fire of your souls. That does just the opposite. It doesn't destroy, it doesn't ruin, it actually inspires and warms and builds up and creates the warmth and the glow that sheds the light of Judaism into your lives and into the lives of our community, as you've done tonight and as you do every Sunday with our students. The essence of a mitzvah and an aveira in Judaism, of we'll loosely say, a good deed and a sin, is the idea of kiddush Hashem and hilul Hashem. To do something that is for the sanctification of God's name, or to do something that is the desecration of God's name. And as I think about how that actually plays out in practicality, it is to take something that is by its nature a creation of the divine. We'll use fire as an example. And whether we use that element as God intended it, for good, for building, for warmth, for growing, or we use it as God did not intend it, in an act of hilul Hashem, of the desecration of God's name, for destruction. Whoever that person was that lit the fire at the door at Shard Tzedek last night was doing an act of desecration, was taking this incredible divine gift, the power that fire has, and using it to try to destroy. You have taken this incredible gift, the fire, if we use here the analogy of fire, the spark of an idea, the spark of an identity, the warmth and the expansiveness of your teaching, of your learning of Jewish tradition. And we hope that you will continue to use it as you have throughout these many years to light fires in others, light fires for good, not for desecration, but for sanctification. And that's what you've done for us tonight. Your words tonight were so incredibly beautiful. Not only in the way that you crafted them, and you've all learned over your years in school how to write a good 5-paragraph essay, and I can see all of the work that has been done by your teachers in preparing you to be able to participate in society in that way. But in the way that you have taught us through your example, inspired us through your example, the essence of what is behind the words, the fire that was within your soul. You inspired us tonight at a time when we really needed a light in the darkness. You inspired us and reminded us that the next generation of Jewish people and Jewish leaders is well prepared. Certainly you are, to take on the challenges that we know of and those that we cannot even begin to imagine that you will face on campus and beyond. We are so proud of you. We have so much invested in you, and you inspire us to continue to do the work that we do, and we, in the more inclusive way as a congregation, the work that we are trying to do to light the world, not for destruction, but for brightness and for warmth and for commonality and for justice, to light a fire under society for goodness, for equality, and for all of the things that you represent, so that the world that we hand off to you as your teachers is the one that you and our tradition envision, a world of tikkun, of repair, and a world of kedusha, of holiness, and of sanctification of God's name. And you've done that. So thank you for inspiring us tonight. So we would like to invite you to come up so we can give you this fancy certificate, these fancy candles, and then to join us before the ark for a blessing. So Max Waterman, Max, if you'll come on up. Jordana Twan, as it says officially on your certificate. Alexis Twan. Allison Rubini. This is just like at your bat mitzvahs. Remember that. Zach Nabi. And then we have other students who couldn't be here tonight, but I do want to mention their names. Judah Moskowitz, some terrific guy. He's at Rabbi Berger's home tonight, along with Rylan Young. They're King David students, and Rabbi Berger is having a Shabbat for the graduates of King David. So Judah and Rylan, we thank you. And Sonny Zatzik, who is also not able to be here tonight. Those are our graduating seniors. Our Madrachim program is something that we're quite proud of. We have 20 plus students in our Madrachim program from grades 30, sorry. Well, it's more than 20. From grades 10 to 12. It's a program that you as the congregation actually subsidize and make possible. And we thank you for that and for these students. And so if I'll ask you please to rise as we go before the ark for one more blessing. Guys, come with us. So come stand up here on the bima. We're going to wrap you in a talit, making a bit of a chuppah around you, to remind you that this too is your home, that you should always feel the embrace and the warmth of the fringes of our tradition, the strands and the threads that you have woven together into a tapestry that is your unique Jewish identity. And we are so pleased to be part of that fabric, as you are very much the fabric of the life of this congregation. We give you this blessing.
Yavarechechem Adonai ve'yishmerechem.
Ken Yehi Ratzon. May God bless you and keep you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elechem v'yichunechem.
Ken Yehi Ratzon.
May God's light shine upon you and be gracious to you.
Yisa Adonai panav elechem ve'yasem lechem shalom, shalom.
Ken Yehi Ratzon. May God always be with you through all of life's journeys and grant you the greatest blessing of all, that of wholeness and completion, the blessing of shalom, of peace, in a world and a home and a family filled with peace. And we say together, Amen. And Mazel Tov.
Mazel tov.
So the congregation will please be seated as we continue now with the counting of the Omer, and then we'll conclude our service soon with Aleinu and Kaddish.
So you'll find the words on the back of your program tonight, where it says Sfirat HaOmer Nigun. And also on page 570 for the blessing. So we have an introduction to the blessing, and the blessing they all weave in together with this melody. Only one more week of Shabbat, at least, before it's over.
But the tune will remain in our heads for the whole year.
Until next year. It goes like this. Yai la la la, yai la la la, yai la 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 la, yai la la la, yai la la la, yai la 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 la, l'Hashem Yichud, l'Hashem Yichud, kuchabrichu shlintei. הנני מוכן ומזומן לקיים מצוות עשה שספירת העומר, שספירת העומר, שספירת העומר, שספירת העומר. שבע שבתות, שבע שבתות תמימות תהיינה, שבע שבתות תמימות תהיינה. יאי לה לי לי, יאי לי לי לי, יאי לה לי 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 לי, יאי לה לי לי, יאי לי לי לי, יאי לה לי לי לי. Okay, we're ready now for the blessing on page 570. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu asfirat haomer, asfirat haomer, asfirat haomer, asfirat haomer. Hayom tisha u'shloshim yom shehem chamisha shavuot be'arba'a yamim ba'omer. Yai la la la, yai la la la, yai la 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 la, yai la la la, yai la la la, yai la 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 la. Today is 39 days, which is 5 weeks and 4 days of the Omer.
We rise, Aleinu, page 586.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסר ארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגובה מרומים. הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, אמת מלכנו אפס הולדתו, ככתוב בתורתו, וידעת יום בהשבות אל לבבך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים, בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחת אין עוד, ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
Please be seated. Page 583, a reading before the Kaddish. In the rising of the sun and its going down, we remember them. In the blowing of the wind and the chill of winter, we remember them. In the opening of buds and the rebirth of spring, we remember them. In the blueness of the sky and the warmth of summer, we remember them. In the rustling of leaves and the beauty of autumn, we remember them. In the beginning of the year and when it ends, we remember them. When we are weary and in need of strength, we remember them. When we are lost and sick at heart, we remember them. When we have joys we yearn to share, we remember them. So long as they live, we too shall live, for they are now a part of us as we remember them. On this Shabbat, we recall those who died during this past week or these past 30 days, whose families are in the midst of Shabbat or Shloshim. As I read the name of your loved one, if you could please rise and remain standing. Esther Rubin, Agnes Sesbenzi, Cheryl Wasserman, Rufina Cruz. And those for whom the Yortzeit, the anniversary of the death of your loved one, is on this Shabbat, if you too could rise as I read their name. Myra Ackerman, Elizabeth Andrew, John Barnett Berkman, Lee Bretz, Alan Brooks, Abe Brody, Chaim Brudney, Henry Einbender, Audrey Ellison, George Foxman, Leonard Fratkin, Joseph Godfrey, Ernest James, Joseph Jampol, Toby Cagna, Natalie Cohn, Annette Krieger, Bernard Lehrer, Emily Lubell, Bernhard Meth, Hyman Miller, Henya Perel, Georges Rostiker, Sandy Sandomarinsky, Ricky Siegel, Morris Shaffrin, Batya Singer, Clara Sobatsky, Joshua Strumminger, Myra Yadlow. If there are names that I have missed or mispronounced, if you've come to say Kaddish for any other reason, if you could stand and call those names out one by one as well. Looking around the congregation, seeing those that have stood in mourning, we don't want them to stand alone, and so we invite you now to stand by their side, providing the comfort of your presence as we turn to page 598 and invite those who wish to join with the mourners in Kaddish Yatom. Yit Gadal, V'yit Kadash, Shemei Rabbah, B'yomad Yivrach Yeruteh, V'yamlich Malchuteh, B'chayachon, V'yomechon, Uv'chayeh L'chol Beit Yisrael, B'agalav Izman Kariv, V'yimaru Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mevarach Le'olam Olamei Omaya, Yit Barach V'yishtabach V'yit Pa'ar V'yit Roman V'yit Naseh, V'yit Adar V'yit Aleh V'yit Alal Shemei Kudisha Brichu, Le'elam Min Kol Birchata V'shirata, Tushbechata V'nechamata, Damiron Be'alma V'yimaru Amen. Yehei Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya, V'chaim Aleinu V'yal Kol Yisrael V'yimaru Amen. Osei Shalom B'mromav, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom, Aleinu V'yal Kol Yisrael V'kol Yoshvei Tevel V'yimaru Amen. May the source of peace and peace to all who mourn and comfort the bereaved among us, and we say together, Amen. As we conclude our service, we want to invite our Bat Mitzvah Maya to join us again over here with the cantor for a Kiddush and the Motzi. And as Maya does that, we invite all of you at the end of our service after our closing song to join us in our social hall for an oneg sponsored by Maya's parents, Nicole and Davor. Thank you for that.
Vahi erev vahi voker yom hashishi. Vayechulu hashamayim v'haaretz v'chol tzevam. Vaychal Elohim bayom hashvi melachto asher asa. Vayishbot bayom hashvi mikol melachto asher asa. Vayvarech Elohim et yom hashvi vaykadesh oto kivo shavat mikol melachto asher bara Elohim le'asot. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu zikaro lema'aseh v'reshit ki hu yom tehila lemikra'ei kodesh zecher letziat Mitzrayim kivanu v'charta
Ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu.
Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat.
Amen.
L'chaim. Take a sip. It's grape juice. You're okay.
Right? Okay, we'll do motzi. You can uncover the challah. It's a challah.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
Amen. That's yours now.
Take some challah and then go share it with your family. The whole thing. Take the whole thing.
Yai la 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 yai la 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 yai la 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 yai la 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 yai la 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 yai la 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 yai la yai la yai la
Torah study tomorrow morning on Zoom at 8:30. Services at 10 a.m. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.